Hello, everyone. The world was shocked by the event of Mr. Trump being attacked. Nearly this event has occupied the front page of all newspapers globally. If you follow, you will see Mr. Trump start his speech by accusing his opponent, President Joe Biden, that America has the worst president in history. When Mr. Trump said the sentence, "If you want to see something sad about America, look back at what happened," an even more tragic event occurred immediately. Mr. Trump's ear was grazed by a bullet. The crowd panicked. But only a few seconds later, the U.S. Secret Service had controlled the situation. The assassin was immediately taken down. With the distance from the attacker to Mr. Trump's position being 120 meters, it can be said that this could not be a staged performance. Almost certainly, the attacker wanted to kill Mr. Trump. Do you think this is right? If someone wanted to stage an attack for publicity, the attacker would have to stand close to ensure the shot would only hit Mr. Trump's ear. But this guy stood as far as 120 meters, making it impossible to aim precisely at the ear. No madman would stage an assassination with their head as the experiment. Therefore, it can be confirmed that Mr. Trump being attacked was not part of a detailed plan, but a rare stroke of luck. However, the interesting thing is that everyone saw right after that Mr. Trump was almost calm despite being injured and very surprised. But he did not panic. On the contrary, he bravely stood up and raised his fist, shouting, "Fight," 3 times. And the crowd below also cheered, chanting, "USA, USA, USA." So instead of turning the assassination event into a tragedy shrouded in fear and panic, Mr. Trump turned it into an opportunity to show his bravery, making it an unprecedented great speech that made all those watching live and on television surge with strong, intense emotions. Even those who are neutral like myself must feel that having a president who forgets his own life and dedicates himself to the country is what the country needs. But is this Mr. Trump's calculation to win public favor, or just a natural reaction? A person reveals themselves through their actions. It's hard to know what Mr. Trump thinks, but with only a few seconds from the moment he was shot to the moment he stood up and shouted, "Fight," before the crowd, in the face of near death, it is hard for anyone to remain calm enough to calculate what to do for media advantage. Therefore, what Mr. Trump did at that moment was almost a natural reaction. And from that natural reaction, it shows that Mr. Trump deserves to be elected president because in the moment between life and death, he still does not care about himself, but cares about fighting for America. Suppose he really calculated quickly enough to think about what he should do in front of the media. Then, that is also a president that America deserves because he is extremely sharp and strategic. You see, the bullet grazed his ear. If it had been just 5 centimeters off, Mr. Trump would surely be dead by now. Being the President of the United States is indeed one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. What makes a person choose such a dangerous job, especially when they already have billions of dollars, enough to spend for several lifetimes? We often see that society tends to believe that the rich are more afraid of death than the poor. When they have more money, enjoy more, and relish life more, the rich will find life more precious. Just looking at the class with tens of millions of dollars, you will see how different their lives are compared to the common class. They go for medical checkups at 5-star hospitals, and even if they are not sick, they have comprehensive checkups several times a year. Whatever they eat is advised by doctors, and they don't dare to buy food without clear origins. Even their refrigerators cost $500 million, equipped with features like bacteria elimination and ion purification. Honestly, if I had as much money as Mr. Trump, I wouldn't bother pursuing the U.S. presidency. I already have more money than I can spend. I could buy an entire island for a private residence, and instead of flying first class, I would travel by private jet. Supermodels and beauty queens would surround me, and I could order the world's best dishes in restaurants. With a life of such ultimate enjoyment, why take on a dangerous job? Few wealthy people want to work for the government. However, many people have their own passions. They truly want to work and contribute to society. It's hard to understand them from our perspective. So many times we think that so-and-so doing good deeds, establishing charitable foundations, or investing and promoting patriotism is just for personal gain. Who would be foolish enough to dedicate billions of dollars and risk their life for their country and humanity? But it's not like that. Among the four vulnerabilities of humans, money and material wealth are just one. Another vulnerability is being recognized and praised by others. When society acknowledges them, people can be willing to forgo material wealth, endure hardships and pain to devote themselves entirely to their work. Think about it. If you're riding a bike and a girl behind you says, "You're so cool, riding fast is awesome," you can be sure that after that comment, the guy will floor the gas pedal, accelerating within seconds. Or if a gangster hears his followers say, "Boss, you're really brave, there's nothing you don't dare to do, the police are nothing to you," then the next day, he might set his own car on fire to impress everyone, and the day after that, he might boast about his 10-year sentence to even more astonishment. Thus, social recognition has a tremendous power. A word of encouragement can lift someone to the skies, while a disparaging comment can make them feel like they're living in hell. Just a few people can have a significant impact, so imagine the influence of hundreds of millions of people cheering and supporting. People would do anything to ensure that those who believe in them aren't disappointed. Therefore, why did Mr. Trump immediately declare war for America just seconds after escaping death? If he were an ordinary person trying to climb to the position of President of the United States for personal gain, after that life and death moment, he would surely be sweating, terrified, and frightened by the realization of the immense danger. After that, he would probably withdraw from the race for the hot seat. So, when someone has aspirations greater than themselves, they are willing to sacrifice even their own life for it, and such people often achieve success. Media experts have even more reason to assert that after this event, Mr. Trump will gain even more advantage in the media and on his path to the White House. His opponents will have to rack their brains to reduce his momentum without giving him more opportunities to attack and turn those attacks into convincing performances that persuade Americans that he is a president worth voting for. Thus, Mr. Trump's opponents must be very cautious. As for American citizens like us, having someone who has been president and still wants to contribute to the country is a blessing. Mr. Trump is not perfect. He has many flaws, but everyone has flaws. A person who is already wealthy and famous, yet still willing to dedicate themselves to the country, is something we should appreciate. Those are the things I wanted to share about this event. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching this video. Please give me a subscribe and turn on the notification bell to discover more interesting things about China and have fun entertainment moments with Chinatown